Hi everyone. Now, as you can see, I've got another nymph. This is basically what I'm tying at the moment, and while I'm tying, obviously it gives me the opportunity to actually film one of the flies I'm tying. Now, this is basically an old pattern. It's just an old style nymph, because back a long way now, these patterns, much like the Duracell nymph and so on, these type of nymphs work extremely well, even though they look as rough as you can see as this. These work extremely well, especially for the Grayling. Brown trout obviously take them, but when you're fishing for Grayling, you need the nymph to get right down to them, and this obviously does that. Now, I'm going to be tying, basically, it's basically simple to tie overall. You can do them in different colours. I mean, I'll just give an idea. This is just the olive version I'm going to be tying. I'll just prepare the body with a quill, and then obviously tie the fly. The jig heads nowadays, or the type of hooks you can get, size, I mean, they're really doing well, especially Full and Mill with their barbless hooks recently. I can get all the sizes I want and have no problems with them. Now, they can even way down to 24s, 22s, though they are bigger than what we would class as, what we would class as a 22 for fishing the dry fly or something like. Now, I'm going to be tying this on. This one's a size 22. It's called the Jig Force, this one here in black nickel. I mean, as I say, they are big when it comes to these hooks. Now, I've got one of the hooks here, and I've got the bead. I'm using a silver bead on this one. This is a tungsten bead. It's a 2.5 mil. I'm just going to put it into the hook. Should have did this before I started or pressed the button, but anyway, there we are. So there's the hook in vise, the bead's on. Obviously going to get it level. It makes it easier to tie if it's level. There we are. Thread I'm going to be using is I'm going to use a rusty dun, which basically it's a grey really, but it's a great colour. I like to use it. I'm just going to wax the thread. As I say, it is reasonably simple to tie. I'm tying them in different sizes. I mean, this is the size above, so I'm tying a couple of sizes above. I can even tie, there's a 24 I can tie, it's just slightly smaller. So basically, bring your thread to the back of the hook. This is the white and coq de Leon feather. This is off the saddle I'm using. Now I'm going to bring out a few fibres. I'm never shy with the tail. I like a good tail on a fly, especially a nymph. Take it off. It's basically lining up the ends. Tail length, round about the body length or so, just over the back. Now I'm going to come underneath with a turn and pull towards the eye just to lift and open the fibres, and encourage this to be locking it in with a turn in the top. It's just a wee bit of movement. Trim this the length of the body. Now I've got stripped peacock. This one here is an eye I've stripped using bleach. Now, they can be brittle, so you can lose one or two. Now you can see there's still some on it. I'm just going to run my nail along the edge of it, which will remove it. Now you could leave it on and then just wind over some super glue, but I'm going to basically resin the body. So what I'm going to do here, first I'm going to just build it up a wee bit. Come back down about 2/3 of the way, come back up, just get some sort of taper, and then halfway, and then halfway back up, and that'll give you a nice taper. Now, nice and light, you don't need to rib this body or do the body like as hard as you can. You're going to protect this with the resin, so just allow it just to neatly wind on, and then I'm going to get is a light resin. I use Bug Bond. I've always used it. I like it for a couple of reasons. The main reason I like it is that it's the original one I got it. It's no smell of it. I don't smell anything. Some of them can be a wee bit strong in my view. Very industrial like smell, and I don't like that. The Bug Bond is originally, as far as I believe, used to coat your teeth. So if you can coat your teeth with it, I take it you can. It's easier. It's better for you overall. No chemical's good for you, but basically this one's slightly better. So I'm going to set the resin just for speed. Now, I would sometimes do is sit down, do the bodies first, maybe coat them with varnish, but I'm going to continue this fly just to finish it. So just set the resin all the way around. There we go. Now, what I've got here, this is Squirrel Dub, Grey Squirrel. This is a SLF version that I've got. So I just basically take some of that and I mix it with some UV. This is just a UV from, this one's from F&F. It's a company here in the UK. I mean, as far as I believe they sell abroad as well. This is the UV flash, just like a, what do you call it, a light bright even. There's another version, there's lots of companies. So I've blended it, I've just mixed it in with my fingers. But cut it to length, cut it maybe an inch long, and then mix it into the squirrel. Now you could just wind this on itself. What I'm going to do is just put a wee drop on at the beginning. Just a tiny drop, just slide it up. And I've got some here, I don't know what it is. Anyway, we'll take it away. As I say, the rough fly, it works. This is a great for the pattern, it works a treat. Now I'm going to put some legs on it. Now I've got some tiny CDC feathers that I always keep for doing hackles. So basically these are the tips of some of the small CDC feathers. This is from a mallard duck. It's a very soft fibre. Now I'm just going to locate the tip of the CDC feather, trim it to the right length, meaning enough to actually tie it on, just catch it on the side. Now you could leave this off if you want, but I like it. You do see it in the water, it works really well, and the movement is what you're looking for. So I'll come round, I'm just going to use up what's on the tip of this feather, and I'm going to tidy it up with a bit of dubbing in front, so just catch it in. Make sure it's secure. Trim away. I'm just going to roll these fibres back. Sometimes I would wind the hackle through the dubbing, which is another way of doing it. But putting it on like this, the support behind the dubbing there works. So a wee bit more of the same dubbing in front. Just up against the bead, that just basically tidies things, gives it more of a shape. Away the excess. Now to varnish it. Varnish down about maybe, there's an inch and a half at least there. Just onto the thread. Just wind it halfway, right there. And then what we want to do is whip finish, and that's the job done. And there we are. Simple wee nymph pattern. Great for trout and grayling. If you feel the length of the fibres are a wee bit long, you can always pluck some of them off, if you like. But I always like to see the fly in the water. I like to see it when it's in there. Simple fly to tie, as I say, and it's an old style fly. Been around for a long time, proven killer, catches, say, initially it's a very good grayling fly, but it's a very good trout fly. So there you go. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.